If you're sitting in a chair for long periods of time, hunched over, taking care of clients, the last thing that you probably want to be thinking about is your overall body mechanics. However, body mechanics and positioning is going to be crucial for three major reasons. Number one, it's going to conserve your energy, because when you're trying to hold a position for a long period of time, it's kind of like holding a plank for 60 minutes to 90 minutes. It's not going to be fun. Your muscles are going to be sore. Number two, you might actually be able to get better leverage from wherever you're at because of the position that you're in. And then number three, it's going to mitigate the aches and pains that would experience over time. Just like point number one, if you're in a position for a long period of time, it doesn't matter if it's a good position or a bad position, too much of a good thing is going to be problematic. So here I have my imaginary treatment table and I have my chair. Now this is going to be really dependent, this actually is not going to be dependent on the height of whatever surface you're working with. The large part is being able to adjust as needed. And so for most people, if you're going to be sitting like this, hunched forward, you're probably trying to keep your chest up and your back super arched and rounded, because a lot of times people are going to say rounding your back is going to be a bad thing. However, if you're holding this position, your back extensors are going to get really tight, your hip flexors are going to get tight as well, and they're going to get cranky. And then also, you're trying to hold your head up, you're going to be using a lot of your postural muscles in a way that they don't necessarily need to be acting. And so what I recommend is three major positions. Position number one is going to be sitting, where you can actually alternate between super arched and super rounded, and giving you the opportunity to be able to rock onto your sit bones, back onto your meats. And so once you notice that you're starting to get a little fatigued in one position, you can then rock back into the other position, letting your body round a little bit, and this will give your hip flexors a little bit of a break, especially around the low back. From there, as you start to get tired, if you want to maintain contact with your client, that's totally fine. Keep your hand on your client. You're going to stand up, move your chair, especially if it's on wheels, and then you're going to assume a nice lunge position. From this lunge position, you can then go ahead, round, arch, and that gives you the opportunity and the freedom to be moving. Ideally, if you are in fact resting your elbows on your chair, it gives you the opportunity to kind of save the energy in the shoulders too. And then as you start to get tired, you switch your feet, and then as you get tired again, you go back to the sitting position. The key is not staying in one spot for too long of a time, because that's where we're going to start to get irritated and fatigued.